everybody. You guys are on air with Corsair. Um, Sorry if you guys can hear Mercy breathing heavily behind me. I tried to get her to sit in another room, but she is not. So this is how professional I am at this podcast situation. That said, hello everybody. It is me, and it is your favorite Marx. Like, we're both excited to be here. We're excited to do things. What cap do you have on? We'll get there. This is an all about Marx podcast, which I know a lot of people have been asking about and been excited about. So don't worry. I'm sure he will gladly do a show and tell about his hat.
Yes, we will.
Okay, so before we get into it, I just want to do a few community notes just to make sure you guys are like aware of what's going on. One of them is the printables contest. Do I have a command for that?
We should, and we don't have it.
Pretty sure I do. I do. Okay, cool.
I do.
So if you go to printables, you can specifically just use our link, which goes directly to our Corsair account, but you can actually click the contest tab. You'll see we have a contest currently open for people to 3D model some fun designs. And the 3D modeling that you'll be able to do is for our Pump AIO cap, the DRAM toppers, or the side fan clips. You do not need to own the products in order to enter the competition. We are actually giving away those very products as prizes as well, along with a 3D printer that Pruso was kind enough to provide to us. So head on over. You can totally check it out. I think it's super exciting. We have an article on our Explore page that Albert wrote on some basic tips and tricks on how to get into like 3D modeling if you'd like to enter. But otherwise, you can still just go and check out everybody's submissions so far. There's some really, really cool fun ones on there, and we might 3D print some of them for future builds. So who knows? I'm just saying, check it out. The second thing is the build showcase. Last time Marx was here, he and I went over the community build showcase. Marx, you want to tell people a little bit about it?
Yeah, our community build showcase is basically where you guys can submit builds for our build showcase site on the Explore page. This is where you can showcase your beautiful builds and have the entire community see it. I think it's a great opportunity just to show what you guys have, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. By all means, please check it out. You should definitely submit if you have pictures and you want to give us a little bit of backstory about your builds, because Marx and I will happily go over those in the podcast and just kind of chat with the community about, the intentions that people hide, and to really showcase that PC DIY is whatever you want it to be. We're hoping to get submissions this month, so that way we can go over it next month in August. We have to figure out when exactly we're going to do that in August, because the first week I'm going to be out, and then the second week he and I are both going to be at QuakeCon. So we're busy bees, but we will make time to go over the showcase for sure. Then the next thing is tomorrow is a Netty stream, and so I hope you guys will stop by for that. I heard that a certain Bob might be making an appearance on there, so you might want to tune in to find out if that's true or not. And the last thing is Camp Corsair is in the Discord. Technically, signups are closed for it, but I feel a little generous. If you want to join in on the Camp Corsair fun from the little bits that you've seen, I'm more than happy to place you in one of the other cabins, and you can continue on with the fun that we're having. It is going on for at least another week and a half. Week and a half. I was like, it's Wednesday. That's right. So yeah, come hang out with us. It's really fun. We had a virtual bonfire. So we all, I think Vivi just played a virtual fire through his, a virtual fire video through the chat. And we all just sat there telling PC horror stories. And then I have some really good PC horror stories that I want to share at some point. It's so funny. It was amazing. And then we have various other activities going on. We had a GeoGuessr hiking trip where we all went on that together. Jib, one of the mods, just hosted this morning a wildlife watch. So she went on various streams on Twitch and things like that, where there are people just filming their backyard of the wild animals that they have.
Oh, that's so cute.
Isn't it? We just have a lot of fun things going on with the summer vibes. goal is to just make friends and have good memories with us, and to hopefully see where this can go in the future. Stress camp. It's not supposed to be stressful. I understand why some of it is stressful, but I promise you, we're just here to have fun. I'm not here being strict about things. We are just having a goofy time. Okay. On that note, I just want to say hi to a bunch of people that just popped in. We had so many names that came in that I saw earlier. There was Galactic, Sasko, Cedabix, Entity, Dimitri, Rumholt, Stormtrooper, Abyssal, Galactic, Pop, Rumholt, Care, Striking Earth, Deathwish, Potato, Quirky, J-Rook, Zinc, Death. Just so many wonderful names. Northern Tide, hello. Nike, hello, and Boba too. We got so many good people in chat. Howdy everybody. Welcome on in. Okay, so before we get into the main topic of conversation, I wanted to ask the community, what all do you guys want to see from the podcast going forward? We are open to hearing all kinds of ideas and thoughts that you have. I definitely have some ideas already in my mind. Like next Tuesday is actually another podcast. It's going to be me, Nettie, and Bob, and we're actually going to be talking 3D printing and customizations and things like that. And so we would love for everybody who's into 3D printing to come join us in that conversation. But we have, new tech, like what has been recent upgrades within our builds and rigs, what things that we've recently done to just kind of overall improve our lives with new technology. But aside from that, like what else you guys want to hear and see? I know there were a couple people that wanted me to bring George on, so we'll have to see if I can convince George to show up. He's been hiding from me.
He should show up. He would love to be here. Well, actually, he doesn't like being on camera too much these days, but
I know.
You should force him.
That's why I'm like, he's hiding from me because he doesn't want to be, but at the same time, I know he does.
Yeah. You know what would be cool, Lucky, if we were to stream during QuakeCon, since we're going to be in person.
Oh, man. We'd have to figure that out. Are we just
We
going
would have to
just stream from our phone? Make it real janky?
That would be actually really funny.
It'll be a 10-minute stream. We just pop in. We're like, hello, what's up?
Hey, we're QuakeCon. All right, bye.
Then the internet just dies on us, and we're like, well, there it goes. That was it. Hi, Linares. Let's see. Someone said Quirky says product design, thought flows about products new and old, how they became what they became. Definitely. I definitely want to bring back some of the product managers as well into the conversation. Like, I know when we had Mitch, a lot of people really liked what he had to say and kind of how his thought process was for some of the cases in the past. And so having him come and talk about some of the new stuff, especially like the frame series, I think would be really cool. Yep. So I'm totally on it. I'm into it.
Especially like all the product managers Mitch is so insanely smart, but like there's other people like Chun and Alan, they have so much knowledge, and it's like getting like the behind the scenes like feedback on like why they pick certain things and like what colors they decided to go for, like why they chose this. It's so interesting. It's actually really incredible.
Yeah, no, it's super fascinating. I love listening to them. Like, they can talk about products all day in a way that's actually really fascinating to me. I'm like, oh, that's actually something I never would have considered. Yeah. Like, it's small little things.
Yeah, for sure.
Striking Earth says, you've seen some streamers who do travel streams from their phone and it's pretty good quality. I hate to break it to you, but I'm not a streamer like that. I gotta keep your expectations low. Gotta keep the expectations low.
We could have like I think all the streamers use like a Samsung like phone to stream from, because apparently it's amazing and the battery life is amazing. So we could probably expense one.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you gonna get us one?
Expense one from from George's budget, of course, not ours.
Right, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I don't know why Corky's message was deleted, but I will read it because I can see it anyways. And it says, we could bring PMs from other companies like Fanatec or Origin. Yeah, I don't see why not. I know we did a keyboard and controller versus or keyboard and mouse versus controller. And we had Hunter from Scuff join us, and that was a really fun conversation. I think a lot of people here actually enjoyed having him here too. So yeah, I don't see why we can't do like cross-brand things a little bit more often. So I'm working on my calendar basically for the rest of the year. So if you guys come up with any ideas that you think you would love to see on the podcast, feel free to just throw them into the chat at any given point in time, or even suggest them in the Discord, which you can just do !Discord, and I can take a peek at that and see like if that's something that we can reasonably work into whatever it is we're doing.
That's
All
actually
right,
really cool.
right?
Yeah.
So now for the star of our show.
Oh, please, oh, stop it.
It's too
You
late.
make me
You
blush.
are. Everybody wants to know more about you, and I am happy to bring the people what they want, which is you. So,
No.
in case
How-
you guys weren't aware,
how-
what, Marks? Are we fighting? Are we fighting?
No,
on
no,
air?
no. I don't want to fight you, dude. You're too strong.
I wish. I need to go back to the gym. It's been a second. Oh, sorry. We have a quick question in chat from Max the Horror Gaming. When is the small Corsair monitor going to be released? The Xenon Edge. We're hoping soon. I think we're in the final stretch of it. We are fine-tuning the software. We are double-checking a handful of things. So, fingers crossed soon. It's been a journey. I know, I promise, but I swear they told me soon. So
It'd be great, especially before the holidays. I hope so
Yes.
bad because it's a really nice screen. But I think, yeah, it's just the software stuff and the firmware. We just want to make sure that it's perfect. And we're basically almost there, so I can't wait for it to come out.
yes, we're getting there. Okay, so the man of the hour, Marx. You guys
Oh
have
my
seen
God,
Marx
hi.
a few times. You've seen him here in a different place, a few different things. He's done stuff all over the place. And so we thought, one, I would love to introduce him a little bit more properly to you guys. And two, just get a little bit more insight into what exactly it is he does here, what his roles are, and just his overall journey with Corsair. So let's get into it, right?
Man, I'm an open book. I will talk about everything, basically. I think I've been working at Corsair now for almost 4.5 years, which is crazy to think because
4.5.
I can't believe it's been 4.5 years.
my
It
gosh.
feels like just yesterday I just started working here. I started working here 2021 after COVID. Essentially, I've done many things in my career so far. Before Corsair, I worked at a different company in supply chain, and I didn't really like it too much. And during COVID, everything happened. Everybody was locked down. We all unfortunately lost our jobs. So I had about a year severance where I could just do whatever I want,
Oh
and
wow, that's awesome.
it was really incredible. And I wanted to do something that aligned with my interests. And like, if we're getting into PC gaming, I just had built, I think, my first PC around 2020.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I,
So you've only been building for like a 5-ish years?
I was a console guy for a very long time. I played Smite on console. I think Jay Rook is in this chat. I played
Yes,
with
I saw him
him.
earlier.
Yeah, we played Smite for a very long time, and then
You
everybody
played
moved
Smite on
into.
console?
Yeah, so
Oh my
when it hit
god.
console, it was during season 2.
I can't
We
imagine
played Smite,
playing
and it
that with
was.
controller.
It's so fun. It's so good. It's actually really good with controller, to be honest, because the game works really well as because it's third person, so it works really well on controller.
Oh, okay. I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah, and then we swapped into PC because everybody just moved into PC, and then yeah, I just fell in love with it. And then when I was looking for work, I applied to Corsair. I think it was actually Origin first, but then Corsair actually called me back, and they were like, "Hey, we have a role for you here. It's in support." So I did that. I did support so for around 4 years, and then I think the end of 2024 in December, I was offered to come to California to move into the HQ office, which was a really big opportunity for me. I had never left Florida. I was born in Puerto Rico, and then I lived in Florida, and I was like, "Freak it, let's go!" And then I left.
Did
I
you?
left.
You were still in
Yeah.
support at that time, right? Though, like you were
Yes,
still.
I was doing support. Correct. Yes. But I knew like I knew I wanted to pivot to do something else, and so I felt like me moving to HQ would have given me more doors opened, if that makes sense. And so I moved to California, and then within a few months later, George recruited me into tech marketing, which is my current role now, and
Heck yeah.
loved it ever since. I'm really glad I did it because funny story is I almost didn't take it. I told George I don't know if I'm ready for it yet.
I had to bully Marx.
I had major imposter syndrome. I was so afraid to do this role because I wasn't sure if I would be a good fit for it. But George really convinced me, like, I believe in you. You can do really well here if you just put your mind to it. And I still have a lot to learn. There's a lot of things that I need to improve on, of course, but that trust really like was what led me to say, okay, fine, I'll do it. And then here I am.
That's awesome. Um, I love that you touched on imposter syndrome because I feel like that's a thing that a lot of us battle with, but at the same time, nobody really talks about it often enough. And so you never know that other people are fighting that battle, especially because you're just like, man, I feel so alone. That person seems so confident in their job. They seem like really excited to be in that role, like they know what they're doing. And then on the inside, we're like, no, actually, we're all struggling. We're all kind of fighting that battle of like, am I ready for this role? Am I good enough for it? And so that's why I had to bully Marx. I was like, no, Marx, you should take this role. I think it would be great. And I know that you had a really good conversation with George about it because I was like, it's going to be good. It's going to be so good for you. And
Yeah.
I've personally am selfish, and so I've only benefited from you moving into this role, and I am grateful for it.
Yeah, it was a lot of people that wanted me to do it. Brian, he was also in tech marketing. At the time, he was the product manager for audio, and I spoke to him. He's like I think a big push also is like I have a lot of good mentors, Brian, George, Joseph, Albert as well. Like when I speak to them, they really led me into the right path. So it's good to have that because at times I'm just like in my head all the time, like, is this the right move for me? Am I doing the right thing? And having different perspectives because Brian he went through the same thing. He was in support and then he moved into TM and then he became audio and then now he's the manager of tech marketing for gaming. So it's you have a lot of opportunities here. There's a lot of roles for you, a lot of things to do here. So it's good that I'm able to move into different departments and a lot of people trust me to do really good work. And I think Striking Earth said, if I've gotten good marks since then, yeah, actually I've been getting a lot of good feedback from a lot of people since I've joined, and it's been really, really refreshing. I have a great support cast. Lucky has been with me and all my ranting events where like
We're
things are going crazy.
besties.
We are besties, so it's really nice to have that support, and it's been great so far.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I did, yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'm really glad you did too, and I'm glad that you've had support and being able to kind of push you in that direction to get to where you are now. The other part of it too is I also just love that you touched on the fact that there are so many ways you can climb in through this company. Like this company really does have a lot of options for you to be able to move from one position to another. So even though you might want to join the company with the intention of this specific role, you might have to join in from a different role and then you can move over there in time. Like it's really cool and creative just how flexible the company is in that regard to being able to find people in places where they fit. Whereas like I've been in community since I joined. It'll be 2 years at the end of this month. And while I'm still community, I've taken on a lot more responsibilities and I've involved myself in a lot more projects. And so that's been really exciting to me. So I don't know. It's always fun to see people's journeys within the company and all the different hats they've worn over the time that been here. Like George has been such a fun one to listen to about his journey because it's been 22 years he's been here.
17 years, I think. Or is it 20 now?
I'm pretty sure it's
He's been
20.
here for a long time.
It's at least 20, but I think maybe a little more than that. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll just
he's
have to
been
set
here.
aside another conversation with him.
Also, Corky was the one that said that, not Striking Earth. You guys have the same color, so it's it's hard to.
Oh my God, that's
You
been a
get
joke
confused.
I have in another Discord I'm in. My friend and I, we both have like the same color icon because we get custom like commissions of ourselves for our profile pictures. And so we both have the same color, and then 2 other friends have the same color. And so whenever we're talking, it looks like we're just talking to ourselves.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah, speaking of hats, everybody's asking, what hat are you wearing today?
Today is the North Face hat. This is the hat I use for when I go hiking, so it's actually a little bit weathered.
I was gonna say it
Um,
looks like it's an old hat because of
yeah,
just
I've taken it everywhere. I've taken it to Tahoe. I've taken it to Greece. I mean, this hat is my travel hat basically. So like when I left the house this morning, I was like, I'm just gonna put this hat on.
it's a
Forget
good
it.
hat.
And
It's
just
a good
go.
hat. A couple of
Yeah.
people in the chat were betting that you were wearing your AOL hat, so you
No, that's a special hat right there.
might.
Only for live streams, I think. Like I like where I'm in person, like doing product stuff, I guess.
It's okay, Striking Earth. If you keep just guessing AOL hat every time he's here, you'll eventually be right. You got this.
I have another hat that I'm gonna get soon. I want the IRC hat. I don't know if you know about IRC, but that used to be like the original chat interface.
Yep.
We used to use that a lot
I like that you're
when I
out
was
telling
working on
me,
Corporate
like, oh, I don't know
Showdown.
if you know, I'm
Oh, yeah,
older
I
than
forgot, my bad.
you.
My bad.
I am older than you. But at the same time, I guess
Um,
flattery. Maybe I give off young energy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you don't know, there's some more lore here. I used to, as a hobby, I was deep in the Pokemon community. And in Showdown, where I was an admin in for a very long time, we used to use IRC to talk to people. And then that changed to Skype. And then we moved to Discord once, obviously, Discord got so popular. Um, so, yeah, IRC was the best. I miss IRC a lot. I thought IRC was the best. It's like literally
That was
amazing.
pretty solid. Kara just said that apparently Twitch chat still uses IRC on its back end. So
That's fire.
apparently even Twitch
Actually.
is like, yeah, IRC is best. Why change it? Don't fix it if it ain't broke, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So everybody knows what a support role is, but you mentioned technical, like a TM, a technical marketer. What exactly is that role? And what exactly do you do in that role? Like, tell us more.
Oh my God, tech marketing is like the master of everything. Or what's that? What's that saying?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
But instead of being a jack of all trades, a master of none, you actually have to be the master of all. So it encompasses a lot of things. So in the past, tech marketing historically has been something like everybody had their own specialty. So like there'd be a guy for benchmarking, there'd be a guy for building PCs, there'd be a guy for live streams. Now everybody kind of does the same thing. We're all very good at our roles, but we have our main duties. So like Albert, for example, he handles all the main builds. I handle the Reddit, but if for example Albert is sick or like he's too busy, I help him out with the builds. If there's somebody that needs to be on live stream, it'd either be me or Albert. So we do a lot of everything. My main role here as TM would be to help around with the Reddit on socials, and so like you'll see me on the Fanatec, Scov, Corsair subreddits often. And then we also have some projects that I can't share yet, but we have a lot of things that I'm working on the back end, including all of our training slides for all of our employees here. So if you're wondering how people know so much about our products, I have to make the training slides for everybody here. And then we also do in-store training. So like Micro Center, I was there on our opening for the Santa Clara Micro Center store last month, and I was training the reps there about all of our products. So
Oh wow, I didn't know
you
that.
have to be like a product master. You have to know everything, and which is a little bit overwhelming because Corsair has like a million product categories and a million different names, and you have to know every single thing about all of them. So it can be a lot. So basically, to answer the question, yes. That's what this role is.
To answer the question of what it is that he does here, yes, he does.
Yes. We are, I think George coined the term, we are this with Army knife. So like whatever is needed of us, we do it. And I think it's really fun because every day there could be something new here that you just didn't expect. When I first joined TM, which was in February, my set of responsibilities has changed since like today. Like I've done more things than I would have ever expected, and then it's so fast paced that it's really like insane how much you can get done within the past couple months.
Yeah.
Um, it's insane. And then also another thing, which is a really good benefit, is that you get to travel a lot. So as you know, as everybody knows here, we'll be going to QuakeCon,
Yes.
and
I'm
then
so
we
excited.
also have. I can't wait. I'm so excited, so bad. Mostly so I can see you finally in person, and then
Correct.
also
You, me, and
Bijan.
Bijan.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And then afterwards, we have the Micro Center event, which is like sort of like their little expo where people go, and I'm gonna be doing some training there. And then we have like potential Chicago. We have like maybe Germany coming up soon.
Oh,
So
dang.
tech marketing is like we do it all, and we have to do it really well. So I love this role. I think it's incredible.
No, that's awesome. I feel like every time I've introduced like you or I've talked about Albert or even Step, I'm just like, yeah, they're technical marketers. People are like, what does that mean? Like, it's such a vague title.
So
Like, okay, technical marketing. I don't like, okay, what does that mean? So it's really great that you were able to give us some insight into what exactly it is that you do and how actually, like you said, what George mentioned about the role that you guys are the Swiss Army knife, and that no two tech marketers are the same. You guys all have different skill sets to provide to the team, and that it expands over time depending on what the needs are. So, which you guys, if you're in the Discord, you know Step. I'm planning on bringing Step onto the stream at some point as well to also introduce him. But he's also a technical marketer, and he does very different things from Marx. Like, I talk with Step all the time, and he's constantly telling me the different projects that he's working on, and nobody else in the company is doing what he's doing, basically. So,
no.
yeah, I this is really fun, and I think it's going to be exciting to be able to get Step on here, and maybe I can bully Albert to get on here. I don't know. If HR is
You
listening,
should.
if HR is
Albert,
listening, when I say
yeah.
bully, I mean really
No, bully.
endearingly.
No, bullying.
No,
Bullying. No. We're
don't
bullying
listen to
him.
Marx. Don't listen to Marx.
Which is funny because we just took our harassment training recently, so we learned how to bully people efficiently, which
Not
would be
a
Albert.
what? No. I'm going to delete this VOD. HR will not find out about anything we just said today. This is for legal reasons. These are all jokes.
Have you guys talked about what Step does now? I don't know if we're allowed to say.
No, I haven't. And, I was going to kind of leave that up to Step to see if that was what he wanted to chat about. Because I'm not sure what all he can or can't say, actually, either. So
He's doing a lot of cool stuff in the background, man.
oh, he's doing amazing stuff. And I know that at some point, a lot of the stuff he's going to be doing is going to be published soon. So you guys will get to see what it is that he's doing. I just don't know if he can talk about it openly just yet. And so that's why he hasn't been on the podcast yet. We'll get there, though.
He is very busy, though.
He's
like
so
every time
busy.
I message him, he's always like, "Yeah, I'm just doing this here in the lab." I'm like, "Oh my god."
He is. Sometimes he just like messages me in the middle of the I have become very conscious of my coworkers' time zones, and so he'll message me at like what's 4 p.m. my time, and I'm like, Step, you cannot be messaging me. It is 9 p.m. your time. You need to get off your computer, go touch some grass, go play a video game. Do not talk to me about work. If you want to talk about friend stuff, yeah, I'm here. Let's hang out. But he's just like, oh, I'm doing this. It's really cool. I'm like, stop it.
Or like when I message you like 3 a.m.
Oh my god.
I was like, "Hey, I'm
Marx.
doing this for work."
Seriously, guys, I will be up at like 7 a.m. and Marx will send me a message. And I'm like, that's 4 a.m. your time. What are you doing? Why are you
We're
up?
grinding.
I was like, are you up early or are you awake late? What's going on here?
Both. Yes, that's my answer to that. Yes. Both.
Do you know what sleep is? No.
No. I don't know what sleep is anymore.
Okay.
Those days.
So, obviously, you said you've only started building PCs in 2020, but how many PCs would you say you've built up to now?
I think in the stream with Nettie, I said I built over 100, which is true. I think it's been over 100 now at this point. Luckily, I'm very fortunate actually. Since being in support and being here in TM, you get the opportunity to talk or to touch or to use and play with many different products, especially engineering samples or things that are not coming out yet. So I've built my fair share of many PCs. And also, I've taken apart mine a million times. So I wish I'd like when Mitch would release a case, I would get the case and then I would take my build apart and just build into that case. So I say 100, but it's like 60, 70 times my own PC that I've pretty much taken apart.
Oh. That's been like my joke with people where it's like PC building is basically the modern ship of Theseus, where it's like, you know, if you've replaced every part within your PC build, is it still the same PC?
Dude, it is such a passion. It's kind of like therapy in a way, because when things get really stressful, I just go into the lab and I just like, we'll start building things. It's like adult Legos, really, which is kind of cheesy to say, but it really does feel like that. It's like, it's very soothing.
It is. It's the best like comparison that I can think of when I tell people what PC building is like, because it's also like Legos in the sense that people think because of the PC parts that you got to be delicate with how you place it and everything, and it's like, no, like Legos, sometimes you just got to shove the piece into the place it's supposed to go. Like they're a lot sturdier than you realize, and that's purposeful. Like we don't want to have flimsy technology or, you know, components and stuff. It's like, yes, there's care to certain parts of the products. Like you shouldn't touch the pins, you know, you got to make sure you place them in the right spot. You don't want to just try to cram a square into a circle hole. But when you're trying to like put it into the actual PC, it's not something that you have to be super delicate with.
Yeah. PVT Wing said, so you can build blindfolded now, right? Listen, if I try to build something blindfolded, I'm so afraid if I install the GPU blindfolded, I would break it. And I don't think George would be very happy with me
Okay,
if I
what
did
part of like, so imagine you're building PC. What part of build could you think you could do blindfolded?
The memory,
The memory?
all day, without a doubt. I love memory. I think memory is my favorite component outside of PSUs.
Really?
Yeah, I love memory. That's my bread and butter.
You know
When I
what?
did support, I was the memory guy for a very long time.
Oh, that's super fair. So what is it about memory and PSUs that are like makes them your favorite?
Memory mostly because of the performance you can get out of it, and you could definitely tinker with it a lot more than you would other components. So like, I did a lot of like overclocking, and I've definitely broken my fair share of motherboards because I would improperly set the voltages wrong on purpose because I was curious to see how it would kind of work. And yeah, memory is very fun. It's very volatile, and you know, it's what made us, or it's kind of like the reason why I have a job here, because Corsair built its foundation on memory, and I always wanted to make sure that I was very specialized in that. And for PSUs, mainly because of John Giroux, he's our, I think now he's no longer our R&D, he's more of a director of research and development. He is the PSU guy, and I've always felt like the PSU is the heart of the system. Without a good PSU, you kind of always have that little thing in your back of the head, like, is this gonna not turn on one day? But if you invest in a good PSU, you generally don't have to worry about your system. That's the heart, right? It's like if you know, buy a good heart, or like have a good heart, you'll be very, you know, stable, and you'll be, you know, always ready to go. So I always felt like the PSU was very important.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think when, like I've been building PCs off and on for about 10, 15 years, I think, 15 years, I think. But so I've, you know, had to help people kind of coordinate their builds and figure out what they're doing and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, well, pricing is all over the place depending on what it is you're after, like in terms of the goals of what you want to be able to do with your PC. But I definitely agree that the PSU is the one that I'm like, right out the gate, that's the one you want to make sure you actually invest a bunch of money into. Like, yes, you definitely want to invest money properly across the board with all the products you're getting, but like your PSU, you should not cheap out on that in any like way at all. Like I've had consistently Corsair PSUs in the 15 years that I've been building, and they've been like my favorite PSUs to use. But yeah, like yeah, and what Potato said, PSUs can last for so long too. Like it's just compared to other parts in your PC that you can upgrade and go as you want to. Like you want to invest in a good PSU in your first build, and then from there you can kind of trim down on cost and then increase things over time. Like with memory, you can get like a smaller amount of memory to start because it's cheaper, and then as you realize what your needs are, you can easily upgrade your memory. You don't need to start off with the most expensive with that.
Yep.
But PSU, especially before the shift, before we had all of our cables like accessible on the side. The PSU was the thing that I strongly disliked having to upgrade, because you have to take all the cables out, you need to redo all the wiring, and if
Oh,
you have it inside the case, you got to shove your hand in there to try to figure out where everything is at. Like, it is the worst thing I've ever had to upgrade. But the shift has made it so much nicer. Like, now with the shift, I'm like, if you just get a shift, you're fine. Like, you can upgrade easy peasy with that, no problem. But
yeah, and
yeah.
that is so true. Amako said, how many of those PCs has proper cable management, and then how many have the cable shift into the back? Listen, with shift and link, it makes it easier, right? But still, my cable management is not my favorite thing to do. Albert is the cable management guy. I'm the guy that's like, all right, it's good. That's just friggin' shove it in the back, and we're good. And we don't have to worry about that no more.
I made a meme. So I worked at like a previous company, and I was in charge of the social accounts. And so I was just making a meme for funsies. And it's, I think you could type in like Uno guy meme or something. And it's this dude who's sitting there holding like 25 cards for Uno. And so the meme that I made, it was just like, do cable management or draw 25 cards. And so he went from like one card to like 25 cards. And I was like, this is me. And I shared that. And then that like specific meme got shared everywhere else. I was like, oh, I'm so glad that people relate to this. Because I'm like, cable management? I don't know her.
Dude, it's crazy. It's gotten better, but it's just such a pain in the butt still. But yeah, someone said here that you want to invest in a good like 80 plus gold PSU like us. Yeah, I agree. There's actually a lot of community ran PSU tier lists. There's an official one that people generally like to refer to. And even if you don't go with us, there's a lot of great other companies out there that make great PSUs in general. And you don't always need a gold PSU or a gold rated PSU. Sometimes even a bronze can be just as good. It's a matter of how it's being built. And I've seen some bronze, like some of our bronze rated power supplies are as good as gold rated PSUs from other companies. That's how, I'll leave that at that. And it's a matter of like going with a company that you can trust and is very reliable, and that you don't have to think about, oh, is this gonna break in like 2 years or so? Because like all of our PSUs, I've seen content creators. I think Linus has our original AX 860. He's had for like 12 to 15 years now, and it's still chugging along. So
Yeah.
it's definitely, maybe you invest in a good one. It's forever for you, basically.
No, definitely. And George, speaking of, he just popped in and he was like, he
Oh,
still
hey,
has a
George.
working HX 620 from 2006. Like, yeah, I think that's the other beauty about PSUs, especially compared to other products, is like, I know people can come in here and be like, well, you guys work for Corsair, so you guys obviously have a bias. And it's like, sure, you could say that, but at the same time, PSUs have a rating that is verified by a completely separate company that we do not control in any capacity. And so, like, our ratings speak for themselves in terms of what our PSUs are guaranteed to bring for you. So, like, I genuinely do just love our PSUs. And I'm still going to talk about the shift. Like, the shift one, I think, has been such an incredible change in the way PSUs are being used, because I swapped it, and it was the easiest swap of my life compared to any PSU I've ever had to do any upgrades with before. It was like the fact that I could just take the side panel off and I can just see all the cables. I don't have to try to dig in there. I have really big hands, so trying to like shove them in between all these tiny cables to figure out where exactly the port is for the other cable. I'm like, this is horrible. So the shift is amazing and so worth it.
It's an incredible product. John really killed it with that one. I think Mink did that one too. So yeah, it's great. I love the shift. I hope George wasn't here earlier, because I was completely.
Don't say that while he's in chat, because now he's gonna go back.
I was complimenting him so hard. I don't want to. That's very embarrassing.
George, don't rewind, and don't worry, I'm gonna delete the VOD. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Potato said he can't wait for the HXI shift. Yeah, that one is going to be so cool with the integrated IQ Link Hub. Like, What another level of game changing, which speaks back to your cable management. Like, the less cables I can have, the better. Like, swapping to the IQ Link system was also one of my favorite things. Not having to have 15 million cables for just my fans. Like, say less. I'm signed up. I'm here.
It's so, dude. When that came out, I was so excited. I was like, I told Justin, who was the PM at the time, I was like, you need to give me everything like early. I want to play with this. And he gave me an early sample of the original Link AIL with some of the fans and a Link hub. And when I built it into my build, I was so shocked. I was like, am I done? Like, is there anything else I have to put in here? Like, is this really it? I was so shocked how fast I was able to just pretty much just do everything. It was such a life changer. And now we generally don't like to use like non-link stuff. We do occasionally when we're doing like budget-friendly builds. But in general, when we showcase all of our builds like at Computex, we pretty much only use link. So it's just the best.
Sorry, I just saw George's comment.
Oh my God, George.
George is like, ironically, all I heard was, George, don't rewind or listen to that, which makes me want to rewind and listen. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's essentially, George, we were just talking about how we had a conversation before I moved into TM, and I was just basically telling everyone how you convinced me to join after I was very hesitant at first to do so. So that's basically all.
We only talked good things, I promise. I promise.
Only good things.
Okay, so the other question that I had, like we already talked about, you said that memory and our PSUs are your favorite in general, but do you have any other favorite Corsair products that you just like currently?
George is so funny. He said when we first met, I asked if you were named after Groucho or Carl. It's not unfortunately, but it was definitely after Carl, and I have some more lore to share with that. Maybe another time though.
What? This is the Marx Lore podcast. What do you mean?
Okay. So let me answer this first. My favorite product. So if you're on Reddit, you probably see my title. So I'm Corsair Mars on Reddit, but I have a flair that I always change occasionally, and it's whatever I feel in the moment. It's like it's my special interest. So right now is it's DRAM enthusiast. So I've been doing a lot of overclocking lately, so I've been just obsessed with DRAM again, which I lost that passion a little while ago, but now it's back. Before then, it was the K100 Air. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about that keyboard, but it's my favorite keyboard. And I wish we did another version of it where it was like a TKL or like a 60% board.
I feel like I've seen a few people also say the same thing as you about that one, because I feel like anytime I post a new keyboard, they're like, but K100 Air though. I'm like, I will let them know.
I have a early engineering sample when we had there is a version of the K100 Air which was 65%, and I have it in the lab. And I wish I could show you guys, but I'm not at the lab right now. But we did work, or there was a prototype of one. I hope eventually that we can do something like that because I love that product in particular. I'm a big fan of like ultra low profile switches in general because I'm a FGC guy, so I play a lot of Tekken and Street Fighter, and I love the feel of those switches a lot. And outside of the K100 Air, I love the Frame 4000D. I think our Frame series is some of the best things that we've made that I can remember. Mitch really killed it with that, and we basically just wanted to like improve upon what we did with the original 4000 series cases and soon to be our 5000 series cases. And I liked our direction in that regard, and I think we've really nailed it like out of the park. I pretty much buy that case for all my friends that want to get into PC gaming, on top of our tie-in AIO. Those would be my top three. So like DRAM, Frame 4000D, and the K100 Air. The gaming stuff, TV says, do you delete the CPU for overclocking? Depends. I definitely delidded my 7950X 3D chip for sure when the Bauer did his delidding thing. So I did that. And then for my Intel systems, I generally use a third-party bracket for the pressure of the AIOs, which helps with the cooling. But yeah.
No, that's awesome. Thank you for telling us more or less like all the things that you're interested in regards to like the Corsair stuff that we have. I feel like we learned a lot about you, but I feel like there's still so much more to learn. Like, I want to do another conversation. We'll have another conversation for sure. Like we got gaming to talk about, like what video games are out and what we're interested in and all this kind of fun, like the things that we use our computer for.
Oh my God, I play mainly Tekken these days. I also wanted to mention the little bit of lore thing with Groucho or
Do it.
Karl Marx, real quick. So my grandfather was a communist, right? And he was a Vietnam veteran. And after the war, he basically was just like, completely changed his whole perspective of things. And he essentially he named my dad Marx after the Communist Manifesto. And my dad, he's not a very political person, but he was like, I love this name. And he named me after that as well. So I'm technically a junior. But as I talk to my grandfather more, I kind of understand where he was coming from. And so I have a more understanding of the meaning behind the name. I actually really love the name because it's really hard to kind of forget me.
It is.
Because no one really has my name. So, George is so funny.
George.
Serious George.
I love it.
But yeah, in terms of games, I play a lot of Tekken. I think that's my obsession lately. I want to get into Smite again, for sure.
Yeah,
a lot of my friends are playing Smite.
J-Rook was saying that. He's like, Smite 2's calling your name.
Yeah, I don't know. I rage really. I'm a serial
You're
rager.
a rager?
So,
I honestly, I don't think I would have guessed that, but at the same time, I'm not surprised.
yeah, I get very emotional when I feel like I get robbed of certain sequences in Smite. So
I low-key
definitely
wanna see
J-Rook
this.
definitely knows that. J-Rook definitely has seen this. There are times where I'm just like, I die because like I play ADC, so I would play like Medusa or Cupid or Apollo, and then there'd be a guy that's using a very cheap character, and he would kill me, and I would just like slam my fist into the desk and just like I go crazy. I hate it. It's not good for me.
Oh my gosh, I honestly did not picture you like that, but at the same time, I'm not surprised, and that's so funny to me. Now I need to play Smite with you sometime just so I can hear you scream.
Oh my God, you heard me scream. And then before then, I played a lot of COD. I was technically semi-professional in COD. I was in game battles all the time. I almost got recruited into Fear, which is like a very old clan. Like I'm sure like none,
you
like
fancy.
you know, and I was in like the top 50 in the leaderboards for Search and Destroy in PlayStation 3.
Oh my gosh, you are so fancy.
I was super try hard in that game. Unfortunately, I'm older now, so I don't have the same reflexes anymore, and I don't like COD that much these days. So I do enjoy playing it casually, but not as like taking it very seriously. I just like to like sit back, enjoy like just playing the game, you know. So
I'm the same way. Like I have really gotten into the Call of Duty Zombies. Like I think that's just like fun, goofy time. I'm not
Zombies
like serious.
is fun,
Yeah. Whereas like back in the day, I definitely was serious. I had my clan. We did competitive games. Like we were intense about it, super focused, super locked in. Now I'm like locked in. Never in my life.
No, I don't lock in.
I'm
Only
here
for
to just be
Tekken,
goofy with
and that's
zombies.
it. Yeah, just having fun. And then outside of like multiplayer games, I play. Like I've been playing the Oblivion Remastered series, and
Yes,
I really want to
back to that.
get. It's so fun. I want to get 100% achievements on that.
Oh dang.
And then I've been playing through the Final Fantasy series as well. And so I've been trying to get like 100% all the achievements in those games. And it's been fun. It's been really fun.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, that's such a great collection of games. I love a lot of this stuff. So obviously now we need to have a podcast. Me and Mark's talking about gaming because I feel like we can get into the nitty gritty details of this stuff. And between you and me, I feel like we play such a variety of games. We could really cover like this huge topic of it. So definitely have to do that next time.
I have to
But
get you on Tekken and Smite. I think Smite would be the best way, honestly,
I
because
haven't done
yeah.
fighting games in so long, and I don't know if anybody wants to see me on there. Like, I used to go to the arcade. So, like, in high school, I would get
Oh
out of
really?
class, hop on the bus with my brother. We would go to the local arcade. We would play, like, Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, and Tekken.
Oh my
Like, those are
God!
the three
Yes,
we always
yes, yes.
alternated between. And I remember one day, like, some of those cabinets have like a leaderboard, and so my brother and I made it to the top of the leaderboard, and we're like, cool. And so we were just in there like goofing off and playing, and we put our name in the leaderboard, and there was these three older guys. Like, again, I was in high school. My brother is 4 years younger than me, so he was like middle to high school. And these three older guys behind us, probably like early 20s, were just like, it's you guys? And we're like, what? And we turn around and they're just like aggressively standing there being like, oh my God, it's children that knocked us off the leaderboard. And we're like, hi. So,
That's so funny you mentioned that. I played a lot of Smash too. I played a lot of Project M, and in Florida there's a big scene for Smash. And I remember
yes,
one
there
time
is.
I went to a
I do have a funny
convention.
story about Smash.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say that one of my friends, he's actually Hungerbox's older brother.
Shut up!
Yeah,
I love Hungry
because
Fox.
me and him went
He's
to high school together and
awesome.
we hung out and we still talk to this day. And so, like, I always see pictures of him and his brother celebrating like their birthdays, hanging out with their mom. Like, it's the cutest thing. I was like, I see a completely different side to Hungerbox that most people do not see. And I'm just like, this is so fascinating.
Oh, he's very nice. I've met him maybe once or twice. He's a Florida guy, and I think he lives in Ocala. He's a
Hmm.
really nice guy. I've met him. I've met Mango. They're all really like the Smash community is very tight knit, and they're all very cool people. I forgot my story. Oh yeah, I remember I went to a convention. It was when like Rivals of Aether was a thing, and I remember playing it, and I was just like, there was like a line for like who is like last man standing, basically,
Yeah.
and I was winning all these games. I was going crazy, and I remember I met this guy like a few months ago, and he was there that day, and he's like, "Wait, you're him?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's me," and we just basically just talked about like that entire thing. It was so fun. It was like 50 people, and I think I went on like a 20 win streak or something,
Oh
and
my
then
gosh,
I,
that's
I
amazing.
lost to this guy that was using this insane character, and just like it
Uh,
was fun.
Yeah, I loved games from like that kind of time period because I feel like the way you connected with other people, you're just like, oh my God, that's you. It's like, yeah, that's me. And so I feel like there's just a connection there in the gaming world that you don't really get to witness in anything else. So I think it's always awesome when people have those kind of stories.
Yeah, and also George, it's very good to be 17th out of 50. You
That's what
know,
I said. I was like, that's the
17
top half. That's the good half. Like, there's no
17
reason
people
you
are so
suck.
good. You know, it's crazy when like in Smash in particular because you see it all the time. There are kids that are like 9 years old, 10 years old, and they are so good at these games.
So
And when you
good.
lose, you're like, oh my God, I just lost to a 9-year-old. But like he's been playing since he was a freaking toddler, dude. It's like I have no chance. They're
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I had the same process, especially when play a remaster. Like Jack and Daxter was my game growing up. I love that
Oh my
game.
God.
Then they did the remaster, and I was like, how did I beat this? This is horrible. Is it me? Am I the problem? I'm the problem.
Dude, you know what? I used to rage. I don't know if you guys played the Mega Man Battle Network series for GBA. So that game had a lot of very interesting puzzles, and I remember as a kid, I would beat the puzzles, and then I played the remaster, or it was like a re-release that they did on Steam, and I'm doing these puzzles, and I'm like borderline crying. It's so freaking hard, and I was like, how am I doing? Like how I literally had to look up a guide. I couldn't. I was so frustrated. I'm like, how did like younger me figure this out? I
Yep.
can't figure this out.
Yep.
Like this is insane.
No, same thing.
Um,
Same thing.
it's just ridiculous. Potato says, "Were you an achievement trophy hunter?"
I
So
used to be.
um, I only like achievements on Steam. which is probably why I only play games on Steam. So if there's another game on a different launcher, I generally don't want to play because I want to see my progress because I like to gamify, like whatever. But if it's a game that I like, I generally will go for the 100% achievement if I can.
Yep.
And if I don't like it, I'll just beat it pretty much. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty much the same. All right. On that note, I think we do have to kind of call this podcast to an end, but we have obviously...
It's been an hour already?
Yeah, I know. Right?
Jesus.
Time flies.
It feels like it's been 20 minutes. Actually.
I know. That's why I was like, oh my gosh, time is just traveling so fast. And that's the thing with these podcasts is we can go on for like hours for sure.
We literally could.
So on that note, that's actually something I wanted to mention to the community is we're going to be moving this podcast on Wednesdays to actually every other Friday. So not the next 2 Fridays, but the Friday after that is when Marx will be back and we will be chatting about fun stuff and we'll kind of go from there. But I think our next one's going to have to be talking about gaming with the community. Like, one, we're going to talk about, different builds and how they benefit certain games and things to consider whenever you are building a PC for gaming, like what kind of things you want to really invest in versus things that you can kind of upgrade at a later time. And then on top of that, also discuss just our history with gaming, because I know Marx has so much more to share from the little bits and pieces that he and I have shared over the last, few months in the time that I've been here. Like we have a lot to talk about. So we'll do a gaming PC building next podcast. But until then, make sure you guys tune in for Nettie's stream tomorrow. And then there's another Corsair Cove next Tuesday with me, Nettie and Bob, about 3D printing. But otherwise, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I hope you had a great time. If you have any suggestions for the podcast, feel free to let me know in the Discord. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.